We who move resilient in the face of chaos are oftentimes going to be regarded as the people that are the most dangerous or rebellious or whatever the case may be. Maybe you're not talking about the right things. Maybe you're not doing the right things and all this stuff. And meanwhile, you're doing everything that you can that is in your lane. You know, you're being who you are. And these people cannot stand the sight of seeing somebody just be who they are. They want to continue to criticize other people, but they don't have anything to do for themselves. It's so ridiculous to me. I just don't understand how some people are going to dedicate their lives to try to project their darkness onto other people. Like, I understand it because obviously the person is going through their own stuff and they have their own things that they need to heal. But at the same time, it's like these people that have like just so much time, an ample amount of time to force their will onto other people, or at least attempt to, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, don't you guys have anything better to do? And this is kind of where you just need to ignore, excuse me, I just had a meal. You just need to ignore a lot of the stuff that's going on and just see it for what it is and accept it. You know, there's been so much hate that I've been getting recently. It's so insane to see because my message has always been about making sure that we are uplifting godly people and that we are encouraging them to take what they really deserve in this life. And it's like people, I'm feeding people spiritually, at least that's my aim to. And these people are just so concerned with trying to be right that they're missing the whole point. And they don't understand how the algorithms work and how life works in general. Like, there is a certain system in which we have to operate in the society. And if you don't operate in that system, you're going to be ostracized to some degree. And I don't mind being ostracized, but I want to work with the system to make the system benefit me and the other godly people, not the other way around. And if I'm too opposed against the system, then the system isn't going to work with us. Okay, we have to play the game and be like somebody said in a consultation call recently that I had. He said that he has to feel like, or he feels like he has to be a double agent. And that's, as a godly person, what we have to be a lot of times, because these people are going to project onto you like crazy. They're going to make sure that you are the one that's the bad guy in their story, their narrative. And they don't want to look at themselves and see what they can be doing. They want to criticize other people. And there's nothing wrong with critiques, healthy critiques. But when they're just trying to slander your name, when they're trying to stalk you or gang stalk you, and they're trying to make sure that you don't make it to that next level, like, you guys got to go get a life. Holy crap. Y'all got to go get a life. Okay? Things just aren't adding up for you to have this much time hating on other people. And this is where I think Richard Cooper was the one that said it best. He said, hate always comes from the bottom up. Hate always comes from the bottom up. And I'm not necessarily a proponent of Rich Cooper necessarily, because I know he's not necessarily a godly man, but he does have a lot of good things to say, and I think he does have a lot of experience. And I don't think that anybody that has a positive message and that has an uplifting message and a reality checking kind of message ought to be listened to. And you're those kinds of people, ladies and gentlemen. You're the kinds of people that are going to bring a reality check to the people around you. Some people are not going to like that. So they're going to project their demons onto you, their darkness onto you, because they can't handle seeing the mirror reflected back at them. And it's so wild to me to see how people will do anything to avoid accountability nowadays, it seems like. It seems like they will do anything to just project onto somebody else because they cannot handle it. But they don't know that they're about to feel the wrath of the ancestors and God himself for trying to judge all of these people all the time. Now, this is something we talked about in the Regal Change Academy recently. It's absolutely okay to tell somebody something that they're doing wrong. If you think, hey, you know what? I don't know if this is the right way to look at things. You might want to, may I suggest looking at it this way? Or have you thought about doing it this way? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to judge those people, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Now, you can make a judgment about somebody's character, but to judge who they are as a person, nah. You got to judge the traits and the characteristics, but not the person themselves. It's kind of like that old-fashioned, I'm sure everybody's heard, like, love the sinner but hate the sin. And I don't really like that just because of the religious connotations set forth behind it, but because I'm not religious, I'm ritualistic, even though I follow Christ. But it's almost like these people don't know what it's like to not be in defense formation. They're always in defense mode. These people that are projecting darkness onto you, they're always in defense mode. They don't know how to get after it. They don't know how to stay true to the course. They don't know how to implement any strategies. And they're going to try to criticize you for actually being an attack formation that have this striving ambition to do things. And it's not even like you're trying to, maybe you're not even trying to change the world. You're just trying to change your own life. And don't get me wrong, that is a massive feat in of itself. And that takes effort and consistency and a whole different kind of mindset. Absolutely. But even if you're not trying to conquer the world, people will think that you're trying to conquer the world. It's like, oh, you think that you're trying to do this. Well, blah, blah, blah. And they'll just try to attack you and stop you for no reason because they don't know how to have a life themselves. It's really sad to watch, honestly. Like, I pity these people. It's like Mr. T says, I pity the fool. I pity the fools. I do. I pity the fools because everything that is wise to them is completely foolish to actually godly people, and vice versa. To godly people, all this foolishness, all this vanity, all this trying to be right, it's also, Kevin Samuels has the sign language, right? It's like shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. These are the exact kinds of situations that so many people are in. It's not just the women that are doing this kind of stuff. It's the men. In fact, I get more hate from men than I do women. But I also get a lot of more respect from men than I do women as well. So it's a weird, like, I'll get more respect from certain men and I'll also get more hate from certain men. But with women, it's kind of just like you're just not relevant, or you're a godlike savage. Like, there's just no in between with them. Sometimes they'll hate you, but those are really only the Jezebel spirits that you might have rejected. If you haven't tried to get something going with the woman and you're just on kind of these neutral terms, she views you usually as one of those two things. But it's just so astounding to me, the proclivity that these people have to project, the proclivity that these people have to try to cast their darkness and their spells onto you. And don't get it twisted. Witchcraft can be very detrimental, but as long as you have the armor of God with you and you have faith in Christ, those kinds of things are not going to be a big hindrance. Now, you are absolutely susceptible to them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to impact you in a negative way, because you might just be naturally moving toward this better state of being, better state of life. But don't let these motherfuckers project onto you, okay? Don't let these people, and do call it out. That's something that I'm just going to start calling this out. Like, I'm either going to ignore it or call it out. And if I call it out, I'm just going to leave it at that. Nothing more to be said. I'm just going to call it out and move on. Because this is the difference between people like us who can actually take accountability and responsibility for our darkness and the people that want to project it. The difference is that we as godly people, we can either, we can approach our darkness without being sternly against that which we are seeing to be ugly within inside of us. We don't necessarily need to project onto other people, because we are trying to expose that darkness not just within ourselves, but also outside of ourselves as well. That's the difference. They're not like us. They're not wanting to be like us. They don't need to be like us, because they don't even like, some of these people claim to believe in God, and you look at them and you're like, man, what? I mean, you kind of look like a thief or a criminal. You know, like if you look at a thief, for example, you look at a murderer, look at those mug shots. You can look and see just their physiognomy that they're a thief or a murderer. Okay, these people are absolutely constructs, because this is what I've realized recently and grown to accept, is most people are, they are what they actually look like. They really are. And these kinds of people that will claim to believe in God and all these things, but they still have these terrible habits that they don't want to quit, they know is wrong, they're not even striving to do something better, they're not trying to even talk about repentance or do anything about repentance, and yet they still think that they're going to be on God's team. It's just as bad as these OnlyFans women that are having the cross necklaces and saying that they're Christians. Like, you, woman, you are literally selling half naked to naked photos of yourself for $5 a month. And you think that you're a Christian? Like, you are openly getting money for vanity and lust and sin. You're not even, like, if you are doing something that is beneficial to godly people, I don't see any problem with you being monetized. In fact, there are so many content creators that are so cool and that are so valuable, I think, to the godly community, that they deserve everything that they get as far as monetization. They absolutely do. But these women and the men that are participating in this kind of stuff, man, you guys really need a reality check. And that's what this video is here for. This video is going to be a reality check for all those people that are projecting darkness onto others. And everybody that has absolutely a great understanding of what I'm saying right now is probably just nodding their head in agreement and being like, man, exactly. And that's exactly the kind of video that people need right now. A lot of people that are being projected onto, look, this is a confirmation for you that you need to take these people seriously. Don't take these people seriously. It's going to antagonize you, and it's supposed to. And you know what? There is a point where it's like, how much can man take? Right? How much can a guy take? How much can a woman take? How much can they take? Some of these people are only on this planet to try to make sure that you see, they're trying to see how much you can take. They're literally just vessels of the devil. And they're just NPCs. These people are in a trance. They are hypnotized. If you've studied hypnotization in any way, shape, and form, you'll see that these people are just hypnotized. They're just acting out life in a bizarre way that doesn't even make sense to themselves. But because they're so much a consumer, that they just consume ideas and auras and people. I came across this term recently called aura farming. And I was very fascinated with this term because I'd never heard about it before. But essentially, the term aura farming is when people try to steal your life force or your character. They'll try to emulate your characteristics and such. That's another kind of darkness projection onto you, because they're trying to take your light and give you their darkness. That's aura farming. Now, how deep is that? That's something to really think about. But anyways, guys, I hope this video was useful and insightful for you. I was really fired up because I've gotten so much freaking hate over the last week or so, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it just comes with the territory, and I accept that. I just don't understand what exactly is prompting this, I suppose. Usually, like I had a post in a video like a few months ago called, Fat Chosen Ones Don't Exist. I understand why I would get hate for that. I understand. Like I'm not a complete idiot, okay? Like I might say some silly things, but I'm pretty confident of when I'm going to get hate or not when I make certain videos. But for the last week or so, it's like empowering and ensuring that you're being the best version of yourself, and it's just I don't know. I don't get it. So this is just something that's also been happening with the people that I've been talking to in consultations, as well as the Regal Change Academy recently. So it just seems to be a collective godly consciousness thing that's happening right now. But it is what it is. And we just got to move forward with resilience and make sure these people we're not taking them seriously anymore. We're just not. They have nothing of substance to say because they don't have any substance themselves. If you actually have substance, there would actually be more impact behind your words. But a lot of these people are just trying to get a rise out of you. It's just ridiculous. All right. So if you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, we have the Seek Retreat coming up. It's a meditation retreat that will be on February 8th. So Saturday from just a couple, not even just a couple weeks from now, maybe like a week and a half or so. And we're going to do guided meditations throughout the day. We're going to have an opening and closing meeting. It's going to be from basically dusk until dawn. Dawn until dusk, rather. And these meditations are going to help you with stress relief, growing closer to God, as well as just overall, what exactly is meditation? It's going to be for people of all levels of meditation. And if you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, we have the free Discord as well as the godly community that is paid godly community. In the free Discord for the Regal Change Academy, we have the godly community with a few different kinds of resources for physical fitness, meditation, and healing in general. Then in the paid community right now, we're finishing up the Art of War class series. We're going to do more hands-on class series down the line. We also have classes that you can take on your own time, that you can do on your own time. And this is going to be for people that maybe you're interested in entrepreneurship. Maybe you're interested in being a godlike savage. What does that mean? How do you get the physical, emotional, and spiritual holistic side all together and aligned? That's that. How are you going to meditate? We have a meditation workshop. We have an AI optimization workshop. We have a bunch of different kinds of resources available for you in there. We also have, as included in the membership, 2 weekly Bible study calls and a Regal assembly call where we meet and discuss a variety of different topics and subjects. So with all that being said, screw the haters. I'm so done with them. It's just hilarious, man. I'm tempted to not even read comments anymore. That's how ridiculous this is, because, and my emails too. It's just ridiculous the amount of time that people are going to do this kind of stuff. Whatever, guys. If this is really what you feel like you need to say, I guess say it. But whether or not I'm going to listen to you is up for debate. So anyways, with all that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful, and peace be with you all. Till next time.